Willy Wonka Church? We're going to be talking about it today on The Truth Must Be Told, so stand by.
He's just ignorant. He doesn't know any better than to tell the truth.
It's the truth. I just want to report the truth. It'll be a nice change of pace. Okay?
When in doubt, tell the truth.
Edward, I tried to tell the truth, and they kicked me off the air.
You can't handle the truth!
And now, speaking the truth, even though it hurts, here's the host of The Truth Must Be Told, Sal Passos.
Hello and welcome to the program. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe because that will help us out tremendously. It's a way you could support the ministry here. Okay, so first things first. A church has made a chocolate factory to get people to come to church. And there are, I think it's the LCBC church, and they're all through Pennsylvania, Maryland, that kind of thing. And I want you to watch this video that I put together, and I'd like to hear your comments below as to what you think. So, and of course, I added my own little things in there, so it keeps the copyrights away. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, welcome to the church. We have transformed it into a chocolate factory.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
So when you first walk in, we transformed our kid men check-in into a candy store, because which kid doesn't want to get candy when they come in?
Sure. Why not try a regular Wonka bar this time?
Take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
We got a ton of different folks who have different skill sets. So we've got some guys who they come in with saws and nail guns and they build walls, but we have some folks who they are just artists. And so this was actually made by Heather, and Heather's just super artistic. She spent a couple of weeks taking cardboard, gluing it together, layering wax to make it look like an old-timey cash register, which I just thought was the coolest thing ever. We had to figure out how to do the Wonka gate, because you gotta have the Wonka gate. A guy named Mike figured out how to use a CNC machine to cut out the letters, and then he came up with the PVC arch and glued it on, and I just thought it turned out incredible. One of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted you to be able to step in and then feel like you were entering into the factory, and so the gate just creates that transition moment that we were hoping for. One of our campuses had this old boat.
What's he talking about?
Voulez-vous entrer le Wonkatania?
And this boat looked heinous. But then we turned it into the ferry, and I was just amazed at what layers of paint and details could do. We had some guys figure out how to stabilize it, figure out how to get the pipes on it, and then we had some guys who are just good at details. We had a guy named Steve sit here with a gold pen drawing all these lines, and Steve just came alive. So now you can stand in the middle, get your photo, looks like you're on the ferry, the wheel spins, and so on a Sunday morning, it's just fun watching them play and have a good time with it.
Wonka,
do me a favor, tell those people to stop babbling back there.
we're going too fast! We're gonna sink! I know! Why doesn't he stop the boat?
Faster!
Hang on, darling, close your eyes and hang on tight. You gotta have the fizzy lifting drink. And so on a Sunday morning, we got this light that shines up, and then we actually have a fog machine to make it look like smoke and bubbles are coming up.
Not bad.
Now, we've actually saved the best for last. So let me show you the highlight of our build this year. The thing that shocks everybody when they walk in is when you walk in and you see a 16-foot chocolate waterfall. This is absolutely the centerpiece of the entire build, and people just stand here amazed that we would go like figure out how to make a waterfall. So actually, we got a chemist who goes to our church, and so we reached out to Evan and we said, how do we make this thing look like chocolate but not have soured milk? And so he came up with some concoction, and it looks like chocolate, and we love it. But man, it has just been incredible to see what a build like this, just having fun at church, how it draws people in. So thanks for coming and checking out our chocolate factory. I would love to know what parts you enjoyed the most, which room was your favorite. I'd also be curious to know in the comments what movies we should do in the future, because maybe you could help us think of a movie that we've not thought of before. That would be an incredible opportunity for someone to come and experience church, maybe to be introduced to Jesus, and maybe one day become a life changed by him. So thanks for checking out our chocolate factory. So glad you were here. Can't wait to hear what you guys enjoyed the most. Thanks for being here. See you guys.
You lose! Good day, sir!
Okay, what'd you think? A couple of things stood out to me. This church, I went to their website, and they have, night of the movies, and they themed their building. I mean, there were pictures of all kinds of things. It looked like they did Space Jam and things like that, and I just don't think that's the place for it. I don't know how you feel about it. I'd be interested to know. Leave a comment below. But maybe someone will come in and get introduced to Jesus. What kind of Jesus are they being introduced to? I'd like to know. What did the Apostle Paul say? In Romans 2, he said, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God." He also said this, and we covered this last week. "For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be the servant of Christ." So one has to ask, when we try to please men, I think Paul is trying to indicate here that we are disqualified to teach the gospel, because you're not teaching the gospel. You're lowering your standards to get people to come in. The attitude of, well, if we like Willy Wonka and they like Willy Wonka, then maybe if we like Jesus and they'll love Jesus. That's not even in the Bible. I don't care what you try to twist it. That's not in Scripture. Yeah, I don't mean about Willy Wonka is not in Scripture. I'm about doing anything that will attract a crowd. I've seen videos of pastors who they have motorcycle, dirt track put into their church building. One pastor came down dressed like Batman on a slide for life type of thing, or what do you call it? But not a bungee cord, the slide thing, rappelling cord or whatever. And when you start to do this type of stuff, you have to keep on doing spectacular stuff to keep them in their seats. The church is not a place for this. The church is a place for believers to come and worship God and be disciples. But in today's wishy-washy Christianity, that thing's acceptable. And that's why this was up. Biblical Christianity is, American churches are scared now to stand up to things. We need to stand up to sin and falsehood. The church is to be on the attack as a mighty army of God to stand against the enemy of our soul. I mean, look what Jesus said. He said, "And I also say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." Gates are defensive. They're not offensive. We are to tear down the gates of hell. They won't prevail against the church. And no, he wasn't talking about Peter making a rock. So get that. He wasn't building Peter. That word rock is something entirely different. So don't. He called Peter a rock. Okay. But Peter was a little rock. The big rock, and the second one was a massive rock. Look at the difference. Check it out in the original languages. Okay. So pray for this church, LCBC Church, and its followers. Pray for our country and its leaders. Pray for Donald Trump and people around him that pray for safe. Pray for me and Lori. We, going through some difficult times here, and we really would appreciate the prayer. And if you could support us, that'd be great. But that's all for now. And we'll see you next time on The Truth Must Be Told. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.